to the ECCV workshop on adversarial robustness in the real world. My name is Kortylewski, and I'm co-organizing this with Zihang Xi, Songbai, Zawei Kai, Yingwei Li, Andre Barbu, Wieland Brendel, Nuno Vasconcelos, Andrea Vidaldi, Rama Chalapa, Phil Torr, and Alan Ewell. And we have a great lineup of speakers and posters, and I hope you'll enjoy those presentations and also the questions. So let me continue that we are actually very grateful and for the program committee, and on behalf of the organizers, we want to thank them for their great reviews. We had around 40 papers, and so there was a lot of reviewing to be done, and they did a great job, high quality reviews and very good feedback, I think. So that was very nice. And we also want to thank our sponsor, NVIDIA, for donating the best paper prize and the best paper run-up prize. Both of them will get the Titan RTX GPU. We're going to announce them a little bit later in these opening remarks. So let us first discuss what the actual motivation of this workshop is. So what we have experienced over the last years is that machine learning really became a huge success story. And we see machine learning all over, all over in our everyday life. And large parts of this are actually fueled by deep learning. And this is really great. So, we experience as a community that, deep learning actually gives better performance than most of the other alternative methods. And we have, the best example for this, or the most cited one, I guess, is, the performance development on ImageNet. So we find that the performance really improves a lot, or improved a lot over the last years. Even, some people claiming, or even to the extent that we actually outperform some humans on this, simple task. But I think one of the other perks of deep learning is that it's not just that it gives very high performance, but also on the other hand that we can do lots of stuff that we couldn't have done before, or at least it would have been like a lot more difficult, or sometimes people wouldn't even be able to think about how to do things like this. So say like image captioning, telling that there is a construction worker in this image and he has an orange vest. This is really difficult if you consider, I don't know, like SIFT features and like a simple non-deep learning language model. Also, we can get 3D reconstructions from single images. We can even classify, do semantic or panoptic segmentation. We can classify each pixel in an image, regarding to a certain class or certain object class, position, sometimes even pose. So these are really, great developments. And I think that these are very exciting times. But on the other hand, actually, when we start applying deep learning in real world applications, what we see is that deep learning is not really robust. So on the one hand, it is really sensitive to occlusion, and we have, our lab has a lot of work on this, and I think there is also a lot of related work on this. So people show that occlusion is a real problem for deep learning in real world applications, and the problem is that occlusion happens all over every day. So this is a real problem. Also, people show that if once you train a deep neural network or a deep learning model, it barely generalizes or poorly generalizes to new environments. So you train it in California and then you want to apply it, wherever in Baltimore. So it turns out that it doesn't generalize as well as we would like to, or at least as well as humans would be able to. And then a third, I think, point to be made here is that it, so these are like the first 2 points were more like natural adversarial examples. But we can actually also generate artificial adversarial examples. So if there is someone that actually wants to harm our model, we have a lot of ways to do this, and there has been like a lot of work on this very recently. So overall, we find that deep learning is very nice. It offers a lot of opportunities, but on the other hand, it is also very brittle and not robust enough in real-world applications. So the big question is really, what should we do? You know, how can we get away from this local optimum that we are currently in? And you know, for this, we've invited 9 world-class speakers that will tell us their view on this problem, and also, you know, give us the opportunity to ask them questions of how to resolve this issue. So we will have Matthias Bethke, or actually Matthias will not be able to join our meeting, but we will have an excellent replacement. He's a postdoc, Wieland Brendel, will talk for him. We will have Alan Yule, Hon-Lak Lee, Bo Lee, George Papas. Also, George Papas will be, can unfortunately not join this meeting, but we'll have his excellent PhD student, Alex Roby, replacing him, giving the same talk. And we'll have Andreas Geiger, Raquel Urtasun, Judy Hoffman, and Daniel Freeman. So we'll really have a great lineup for our workshop. Here, I'm going to show you some the overview over the schedule today morning. So after these opening remarks, we'll play pre-recorded videos of those 4 speakers, Andreas Geiger, Matthias, Wieland, Alan, and Raquel. And in between, we're going to have a 2-hour poster session. I'm going to give a little bit more details on the poster session after the schedule overview. So after 1 p.m., we're going to have a break until 2:30. And after 2:30, we are going to start with Alex Roby, and then we're going to listen to Judy Hoffman, both of them, and Hong-Lak Lee. All 3 of them will be live. So we're going to have very nice live talks and record them and put them online. We're going to listen to Bo Lee's talk on secure learning. And finally, Daniel Freeman will tell us about semantic adversarial analysis. And after this, we're going to have a great panel session with, so we plan with all invited speakers, but we know that at least 2 of them will not be able to make it. So we will have from somewhere in between 4 to 7 invited speakers in our panel discussion. And we encourage you to really ask all your questions in this panel discussion. And finally, we're going to have our last poster session until 7 p.m. and then we're going to close this workshop. All of this will be recorded. We're going to put this online so you can look at this also later. Now, there is essentially 2 ways to ask questions in this workshop. One way is you can just hit the Q&A button, and we're going to so we are constantly looking at the Q&A chat window, and we're going to record your questions and also ask them. If we are not too many people, we can also unmute you so that you can ask your question personally. The second opportunity, or the second way of asking questions would be over Slido. You can find this link online. So whenever you, let's say during breaks or whenever have like a question comes to your mind and you cannot pose it directly, you can put it online on Slido, and we are going to ask them during the panel, for example. So this is actually a short summary of the papers and and some information on the poster session. So we had like 23 accepted papers, 14 long papers and 9 short papers. We have 2 Q&A sessions. So poster sessions from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And you can find the Zoom links online. If you already joined this Zoom link, this actually will already correspond to the first poster session. So you don't need to switch Zoom to participate in the first poster session. You can just stay in this room. We are going to play the pre-recorded talks of the presenters, and after those, those presenters will be present, and you will be able to ask them questions. In addition to this, we also offer private rooms for more in-depth discussions with the poster presenters, and you can find those on our website, and just hit this link, and this will open the private room for the corresponding presenter, and you will also join this meeting room then, and you will be able to ask your questions and to have like more in-depth discussions in case we run out of time during the poster session. So now we are going to announce the best paper awards. We'll have the best paper awarded to the paper towards analyzing semantic robustness of deep neural networks. This is awarded to Abdullah Hamdi and Bernard Ganem from KAUST. And we awarded the NVIDIA Best Paper Runner-Up to the paper Likelihood Landscapes, a unifying principle behind many adversarial defenses. The authors are Fu Lin, Rohit Mitapalli, Prithvijit Chattopadhyay, Daniel Bolaya, and Judy Hoffman. And we want to emphasize here that these prizes were awarded based on scientific excellence, but also aim to enhance the visibility of a diverse set of authors and to make our community inclusive and to explicitly enhance diversity. So, and one particular thing that you should note here is that our sponsor NVIDIA also wanted to encourage women in computer vision. So we're very happy that we have Judy Hoffman as a female PI here.